It's very well. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Just about.
Most actors want to be liked in their shows, but I like the villains.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter if you're good or evil, as long as you're liked, like you say, as long as you're making people care about your character or react to it, then you're doing half the job, I think. So yeah, don't know. Another crap answer. Should always start with Alan. He does it right.
How were those scenes? How was it shooting in the trenches?
Brilliant. They looked fantastic. It was the bombs going off and everything. It was very real, and it needed to be for our performances, and it also needed to look right to do justice to the topic we were dealing with. And I think they looked fantastic. So I'm chuffed with how they look anyway.
And was that quite a common way to get back home?
It was. In my research, I came across a picture. There was literally be tents full of men with the same injury, and after a certain time, they cottoned on to the fact that they weren't all just randomly getting their hands shot, and always the hand that they didn't use, if you know what I mean. If they were right-hander, it's the left hand. So they're like, hang on a minute. So they would put them in the same tents, and then they would face court-martialing and stuff like that, and punishment. Yeah, they cottoned on to it after a while, so it was very common. Because if you were going to get a part of your body shot blown off, it's got to be the hand, hasn't it? Anywhere else, they might miss.
Well, they couldn't have done a foot, because then there'd be two people limping around Downton.
Exactly. Yeah, Brendan Coyle wouldn't let me have that. So, yeah, you'd rather, yeah. So
if it had been the opposite foot, you could have walked around together and not gone in circles.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you get recognised much, Rob, from being in Downton? I mean, I know you had all the recognition when you were in Corrie and very different character.
Just you get recognised the odd time, and it's always kind of good banter and affectionate. More so just because you're part of this, this very thankfully successful show, and people really bought into it as a whole. And they'll come, they'll chat to you, and they won't just chat to you about your character, because there's so many characters for everyone. They'll go, oh, what's such a body like in real life, and blah blah blah. So yeah.
So do any of your old Corrie mates watch it?
I think so. Well, I got a text from a few of them, so they really enjoyed it. So yeah.
Does he develop a bit your character in this series? Because I mean, he seems hell bent on not destruction, but sort of evil doing.
Well, there's 2 points in this series where you see the frailties, and you see a more sensitive side to Thomas. He lets someone in, and he gets burnt, and you kind of see his weaknesses here. And then there's a point where he loses everything in it as well, where he's at rock bottom. So he kind of really goes on a massive journey, up and down. So he's not just token bad guy all the way through, Got a bit of light and shade.
What's it like wearing uniforms on both of you?
Oh shit! Oh yeah.
Well, as I keep saying, I just look like an oversized leprechaun. But well, I actually, it's lovely. You do get that sense when you come to work and you put it on. It kind of.
Just so you know, the only time she put pen to paper is on the oversized leprechaun. She's even spelling oversized leprechaun
with an L. No, but it is lovely when you get into the uniforms and that. It's really nice. And I had the opportunity as well. Obviously, everyone had to pitch in Downton, and I got to wear the footman's uniform as well at one point.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. So
I should read the script.
I haven't got any of the dresses yet, but I'm working on getting in one of Lady Sybil's dresses. That'll be it.
That's a different version of Downton.
That is different. Yeah. That's the late night.
Downton nights.
Downton nights.
We asked some of the others about whether the sort of whole thing about upstairs, downstairs infuses any element of the acting of the cast. Do you feel like because you work together so much and the knobs work together so much?
Well, I kind of actually drift between both, obviously because I'm outside a lot opening doors here, but I think you tend to, wherever you spend most of your time when you're filming, naturally you have a rapport with those people. So I say Eileen is mainly where most of the fun is.
Whereas me, I'm just a loner. I don't talk to anyone. Rogue male.
He has a circle you're not allowed to step into.
Yeah.
And I'm taking back with this because obviously it's a sort of question more about Series 1, but was there a thing that it was quite difficult to get into character in the sense of how do you open doors? I know it sounds quite silly, but there is a certain way of doing it, isn't it? Without looking clunky or silly.
Alistair Bruce we have, who we call the Oracle. I'm sure you've heard. He's called called, or the Matrix, or what's the other?
Yoda.
Yoda. But he literally, and he would be there, and I have a
The
terrible
Mac Daddy.
The Mac Daddy. That's Hugh. Hugh's the Mac Daddy. But I have a terrible habit of putting my hands in my pockets, and of course then Alistair jumps from behind the monitors and goes, no, find new places to put your hands. But yeah, and there is an etiquette of how you open a door and when you open it, and it's fascinating to learn that and know that these rituals existed and were kept going for so long. You know? And to think that it was only like less than 100 years ago.
What's the most interesting or unexpected ritual that you've learned?
I suppose when I was doing the stuff as the footman, that was actually really interesting in relation to like even the gloves and how you take a tray, or even how you address people and how you, so I'd say, I don't know what was, I think learning how to serve whilst I was doing the stuff as a footman, that was most interesting.
Do you guys get a lot of fan mail?
I don't know.
Do I? I've had a couple of...
Come on, Ron.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I don't.
You got one from Poland.
I got a letter
Girls
from
like
Poland.
bad guy,
I'm not
don't
gonna lie
they?
to you. I got a letter from Poland. Very lonely woman in Poland
Actually, I
who
got one
lived
from
up a
Poland.
mountain. She
Same
wants
one.
me to come to said mountain.
I got one from
I ain't
Poland.
going to said mountain.
She
I won't
said-
come home from that mountain. She'll put me in the cellar.
She invited me. I think it's the same woman.
Probably is. She thinks 2 for 1.
Did she send photos or something?
Do you think
No,
you don't get?
no.
Do you think you don't get it if you don't get it because he's horrid?
But don't women like a bad girl? That surprises me, really.
I think I don't get it. I move around a lot, so maybe it's getting. I never leave a forward in a dress.
Women write to guys in prison, so I don't think.
I mean, he's got this ambiguity regarding his sexuality, isn't he?
Yeah. And long
Do
may
we
it
see any
continue.
more of that?
Ish. You kind of, maybe, sort of. I don't know really, no.
He's
I
not
don't know why I'm
going to
looking
have a
at
thing
you.
with O'Brien.
It's okay, she didn't write it down.
Yeah. She can't write it down because she'd have to sketch it. With O'Brien,
Yeah.
I think he loves her, but as a friend, platonic way.
What about she, him though?
Oh, you'd have to ask Siobhan Finner and that, and she's in America, so you can't. I can't speak for her. I don't know how she's playing it, but there is like they obviously get off on each other, don't they? And they're malevolent, so yeah. I don't know.
You seem to have quite a rapport, the two of you, anyway. When you're not filming, are you pranksters? Are you...
I'm a loner, I've already told you that. You should have wrote that down. Loner. Loner. Put it 2 L's together. Yeah,
Loner and
right.
leprechaun. That's what it could be. Brilliant. I love that you call yourself a loner.
Yeah.
How does your wife and child feel about that?
Yeah. No, we have a bit of banter. You've got
we
to,
do.
because you're filming for such a long time.
Especially when we're on location though, and we're all in the hotel. That's when the
And
couple of drinks and
because there's not just like 5 or 6 principals, there's 18. It's not as intense as it might be on another job where you got the burden. If you're a leading man or something like that, I wouldn't know what that feels like yet. Alan will probably tell us. But you've got more scenes and more to worry about. Whereas on this, it's spread out a bit.
Yeah.
So if you don't enjoy and have a bit of banter, then you'd go crazy.
But it is as well, like everyone is kind of so comfortable and confident in what they're doing, and you trust everyone else so much that even like you do have the chance, to relax even when we're here working. Like we did a big scene and Maggie was in it and we were pretty bored and it was taking a long time to turn around. So myself and Dan and Jim Carter, who's a big cricket fan, we set up a bit of a cricket pitch. Carpenter went and made a bat, and we played some cricket out there. Hair and makeup were not too happy in our costume, but we went out
No
for a
bat
bit.
in this castle anywhere?
Well, just outside, yeah.
No,
Like,
they made a bat. There's no bat in the castle.
Any bats here are probably worth about £100,000. They're not going to let an actor
and also,
wield
yeah,
it.
they probably wouldn't let us use them. And I like the makeshiftness.
Thank you very
All right,
much.
thanks guys. Cheers.